All right, everybody. Thank you for coming. I want you to know this is a fully participatory event here. So, don't be shy. I'm going to come off camera. You can come on camera if you like. For those who driving, stay off. All right. So anyway, today is unpacking what is a sex coach? Ask the sex coach. So I am Felicia M. Hunt, your certified sex coach, aka Mama Fifi. I am so glad to have this event today because I get a chance to talk about what I love to do. I have a peer here, Mavis McKnight. She is also a certified sex coach, and she works with married couples in a spiritual way. So, Christians, she worked with married Christians. So I'm glad she's here today. That's Miss Mavis McKnight. I just went to her event a couple of weekends ago or so, and her and her husband wrote a book, and I'll let her talk about that a little later. But I want to tell you, sex coaches have their own modality. They find their own niches. I am here to share with you what sex coaches do and what they don't do, and also tell you what it is that I do. So I deal with women mostly who have experienced trauma, usually sexual trauma before the age of 18. Most women have already experienced some sort of trauma. And so what I do is I work with the women who experience trauma. I help them move from shame to freedom in their sexuality. And not that I don't get men, I do get men, I get couples, and I deal with that population as well. And so I use different modalities. Most coaches, they have to find what works best for them. And so some of the modalities that I use. Hey, Shabrian, I'm glad you're here. And TJ, come on in. Mute yourselves until we start talking. And so the modalities and the approaches that I use, I believe that we are born in our sex. So being a sex coach is not about just the physical act for me. It's about understanding how we are born in our sex, and that means even how we identify in our sex. I aim to help people feel good in their decisions and sexual orientation. I also help women and men to express how they want to be in their life, love, and relationships. And so some of the modalities that I use one from Dr. Patty Britton, which is called the MEABS model. And I kind of changed it up, which stands for mind, emotion, body, energy, and spirit. And I added another B to it. So it changes to Me Best model. So what it means for me is mind, emotional, brain, body, energy, and spirit. Because I feel the brain has a lot to do with the firing of the chemicals and how we get messages. The mind mostly deals with thought processes, whether we have negative, positive, or things of that condition, how the neural pathway moves through the brain and then causes us to think. That's the mind to me. So I needed to emphasize that the brain is really important. Also, I also use another modality from positive intelligence called PQ, and it deals with the saboteurs. And there's 10 saboteurs. And if you go to my website, you can read all about this. My assistant, Mitch, is with that son. She is behind the screen that says 6ExCoach, and she probably will put all that information in the chat. Let me continue. I was trying to clear up, make sure the chat is visible to everybody. All right. So, yes. So now I deal with that positive intelligence, which deal with the saboteurs. like the judge, the controller, the hypervigilant, the people pleaser, things of that nature that makes us react instead of respond in an appropriate way. And so we want to learn how to respond. And so it helps us to change our negative neural pathway to a positive neural pathway so that we can live in our desires and get the outcomes that we really desire to have in our lives. And finally, I also work from a spiritual perspective. My background is in African American family studies. And I know dealing with our American Blacks and most Black people, we are very spiritual. So I also incorporate that into my work. And so today I'm going to do a little PowerPoint presentation. Hopefully we'll get a chance to play a game. You get a chance to win a coupon for any one of my services. You just go to my website, www.6coach, the number 6, as you can see, coach.life, and you'll win a 25% off coupon, hopefully today, when we play a game or answer some questions, and we'll go from there. So without any further ado, I want to also introduce Shay Brian. We used to do a podcast together called Unpacking My Past. I hope that we get together again and start that back up. But I invited her because I am unpacking what is a sex coach. And so hopefully today she can come in and ask me some questions and help other people ask me some questions and get your questions answered. So let me share my screen. All righty, let me put it into the slide mode. So here we go. Let's get started. So I hope to impart on you today these objectives, which is what is a sex coach, what sex coaches do, what sex coach does not do, sex coaches rather. I put the 6 just to emphasize not saying the word if someone don't want to say the word, but what sex coaching provides and how to connect with a sex coach, okay? So what is sex coaching? Okay, it is a client center focusing on giving their clients permission to lead their coaching session, and clients leave feeling heard and support. In addition, sex coaching give permission to allow the clients to be creative about their own sexual relationships. I think that's very important because I think people fail to realize that when you get together with someone, it's all about you and your partner. So you and your partner can design the kind of relationship that you want to have and not base it on past relationship, base it on family members or anything of that nature. It's all up to you. So it is a profession that is sex positive. That means that as a coach, we cannot have any kind of negative attitude towards any type of sexual presence. So we're seeking to not discourage anyone's sexuality. Sex coaching use a plethora of modalities and theories to support their clients in reaching their desired goals. And so sex coaching is to empower. It's an empowering thing for their clients to be aware of what they want and how to find their voice. Like I said, sometimes with trauma, people lose their voice, bad relationships. Sometimes people feel that they cannot express themselves. And sometimes doing an intimate partnership in the folds of having intimacy, people have a hard time expressing themselves as well. So also help clients to learn how to ask for what they want so that they can achieve receiving the desired outcomes. So what do? So we help identify the rules to rule out the medical issue through directing their clients to seek medical advice. Therefore, the sex coach can effectively put together an action plan specifically to the client. So if a client come in, say they're in pain, vaginal pain, saying that they have, ED, erectile dysfunction, something of that nature, we want to make sure, hey, is it your medication? Go get checked out. Is it something else that's going on with you? So make sure you check in with your doctor so that can be taken care of. And then we can come up with an action plan to help towards that healing and help towards wrapping your mind around about how you're going to have to live moving forward, things of that nature. So what sex coaching does is the coach explores safer sex practices and provide referral information and tools such as toys, dildo, butt plugs, and dilators. Sometimes the women have a hard time receiving the man, and so dilators are very good for that. We are to enhance one's sexual pleasure and lifestyle. So we do that so that people can be knowledgeable. That's the education part of my business. And so I educate people around these things to help them have pleasure and their desires being met. And so what do we do not do? So we are not therapists. Okay, so we don't do any diagnosing. If a person should have such mental issue, we will advise the client to seek counseling. So the thing about me, I wear two hats. I am a marriage and family therapist. So I do have a lane that if I need to take off my coaching hat, I can refer the person over to getting counseling from me, and I can work with them that way as well. All right, so we continue not to judge our clients. Coaches should remain non-judgmental in all situations and maintain their sex positive attitudes. All right. So we shouldn't be like, oh, you do that. Oh, why you do that? Oh, no. No, it's our job to make our clients feel comfortable and good about their situation and help them understand how to live an authentic and fulfilling life, as a human being. Okay, and finally, what sex coaching provides: a safe space to discuss various body issues, marital problems, and relationship dynamics. So, whether it's polyamory, whether it's swinging, whether it's BDSM, whatever it is that come across our plate or we choose to deal with as a coach, because remember I said we all find our niches, and whatever population we choose to serve and dynamics we choose to deal with, that's what we do. That's all a part of it. So it also provides support for the client's sexual orientation, help them identify their sexual preferences. So if it's I deal with 18. I chose to deal with the audience of 18 to 99, and anybody younger, I would probably refer them to somebody that deals with younger clients. But if I should have to, I would do some sex education and help them identify their sexual preferences and orientation. So not a problem. All right. So how do you connect with a sex coach? Well, in choosing one, I can tell you that you should connect to one who has the best attitude and has done the work around their biases, that cleanse their mind and thought processes from judgment, and who can earnestly connect through blameless discernment. So you don't want somebody to discern a situation and blame you for it. You don't want, well, someone in a position to judge you because one point in your life you did something, and not saying that anybody can change, because learned behavior can be changed at any given time. So it is your right to interview your sex coach, and see how you can join together and fit with one another and make sure that the relationship is good for you, as you move forward in the coaching process. And so that is the end of my presentation.
Thank you.
And make sure you mute. Make sure you mute.
Good, thank you.
All right.
Good to be seen. Thank you.
All right. Let me see if I can mute that person.
Listen to my girl.
All right. There we go. She's muted. All right. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you guys came with some burning questions and ready to ask me some questions. So, we got some time here. We can do that, start asking some questions and move on, to a game. Yes, I can hear you.
This is Rico.
Yes, hi, Rico.
How are you?
Good.
Good. I am not familiar with a sex coach up here in Pittsburgh. I would imagine there are sex coaches here, but I have never met a sex coach.
Well, I'm one.
I know. Now, how is that a prevalent?
Okay, you kind of breaking up. Can Miss Wesley hold the phone closer?
I'm in the mountains, so that might be a problem.
Okay, that's much better. Go ahead.
Okay. How prevalent are sex coaches?
Oh, sex coaches are very, very prevalent. Matter of fact, it's at this point that we are really trailblazing. The statistics are saying that sex coaches have risen. I mean, we're in the millions, there's a lot of us around all over the world. And so because we need sex coaches in terms of everything that's going on in the society with all the, changes in social things that we deal with socially in terms of what I want to say, like the LGBT community, what they face, right, the dangers that they face, with erasing the binary male, female, and people can choose how they really feel about themselves. People are becoming more aware of how they want to identify. It's just not this duality anymore. And so because of that, sex coaches exist to deal with some of those things that are taboo, because so many generations have gone through life where their families or parents swept talking about sex under the carpet, and you don't know anything about it until you either married or in some sort of relationship or some sort of trauma happened. And so we want to break that cycle of not knowing and empower people to understand the dynamics of their body, how they work, how they feel, how their body parts work, and what the purpose of sex is really all about, and intimacy. There's more to sex than just the physical aspect of it, and so that's what we're here to do, to make sure people get the full broader picture of what that is all about.
I understand that completely, because as a senior man,
yes,
I have always heard older men talk about sexuality when I was growing up. When I was a teenager and I was a young adult, I would hear older guys talk about sex and what they go through as older men.
Mm-hmm.
And now and you know, I didn't know if that was true or what, but as I've gotten older, I see what they were talking about.
Yes.
And you know, if I would have known that as a younger man, that this is really true,
Right.
you know, I probably would have, you know, dealt with it differently. And just by just going through the experience and say, wow, you know, this is happening to me now that I'm older. And do you get a lot of older men coming in seeking your
Only if
services?
only if their wives force them to. Men usually don't seek it because some men, I don't know, it's not, it's, they only come by way of their significant other usually, but just to come on their own is very
Yeah.
rare. I do have some that have sought me out on their own, and I'm very pleased with that when they do that, because they're ready to do the work. They're ready to understand whatever it is they need to understand about themselves. But
Right.
but mostly is when the wife has said, "Hey, we got to do something. We got to get this checked out. We got to talk to somebody." When she put her foot down, and then they be moping on. But yeah. But yeah, you know, we don't understand. We don't talk about it. We don't express ourselves and really know how to put language behind it. And that's what I do. I help people put language behind it so that they can have the kind of conversations with their significant others to understand some things about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that, because I, you know, it's old. Most of my friends, I'm in my mid 70s,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the guys that I deal with, you know, they talk about sex, but I don't know how truthful they are. You know, a man always wants to present himself as a
Elaborate.
manly,
Exactly.
yeah, a manly viral guy, you know, and so I don't know how truthful people are when they
Well,
are
don't
talking.
blame them. Don't, you know, you can't blame the man, because the man is socialized different than women. Men are socialized to, you know, go out and conquer the world, be providers, do this, do that. So they have this kind of macho kind of ego. And so it's gonna play out in every way, in every role, even when things are not functioning the way they used to. They're going to wrap their head around, because men love to be winners and not losers, because that's how they equate things. They either got to win or they feel like they're losing. And that's not true. It's not just this duality anymore. It's just not that. It's just that you can't look at it that way. So a lot of that plays into it as well.
Yeah, that's great. That's I like that.
Yeah.
So how would one seek the services of a sex coach? Like I'm in Pittsburgh, so
Yes.
I would imagine there are sex coaches in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can Google everything. You know, that internet now is
Oh, I know.
is the way to go. Just click it in, and I bet you a plethora of pop up, and you'll be having a pick of the litter. You just would have to, you will have to find, you will just have to find the one that fits what you're looking for. Like I said, because we all have our niche, right? And so some of them might not, you know, work in the specific, you know, thing that you want to work with. But sex coaches do not have limitations like marriage and family therapies. Like, I got my certificate here in California. I can work all over the world. I got clients in South Africa. Matter of fact, TJ is from South Africa, that's on here, but he's not my client, but he's from South Africa. I have, you know, people all over the world. So, you know, we sex coaches can be in our own location, and we can work virtually with people, and online. We can just work with you online, and most, since COVID, most people are doing that anyway now.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing that. My wife is always introducing me to something that's brand new, and it makes it exciting.
Yay.
It's 44, 45 years of marriage, and
Yay, congratulations.
it's
I'm excited for you. Awesome. Thank you very much for that, Rico. Anything
thank you.
else? Yes. All right. Anybody else? Miss Shay Brian, I saw you come on.
Yes, I have a couple questions.
I know you would. Come on with it, girl.
Okay. Well, my first question is there like an age restraint on the beginning, not beginning, but like on where, say for instance, if a child or teen or something like that, are those services recommended for kids or young adults? Well, not young adults, but teens.
Yes. I mean, you should be educating your child from the rooter to the tutor, honey, because it's dangerous for children with sexual assault predators. Predators are usually someone in your family, a friend, a neighbor. When they used to talk about stranger danger back in the years, back in the old days, we thought stranger danger mean a stranger. No, most of the time it's somebody you know. So you need to, if you have a girl or boy child, it doesn't matter. You need to tell them, about how to be safe. If somebody touched them inappropriately, to tell you, even if they threaten to kill you or kill your family members, you still tell, drill them, exercise it with it, do exercises with them so that if, and we hope not, if it ever happened, they won't be so frightened to do it because you done did this routine with them and they're going to know what to do, and they're not going to be afraid to tell somebody. Back in the day, we were threatened and we didn't talk. We didn't know how to talk. We lost our voices at a very young age and we didn't know how to communicate. So things like that, people carried with them and they didn't talk about it, because why? Let me tell you how the body works. Our body naturally responds to sex, just naturally so. And with it responding to sex just naturally so, even when somebody is assaulting you and you don't want it, your body will react. You may even possibly have an orgasm. And that's the confusing thing. And that's what made people feel like, did I like it? Like, did I bring this on to myself? Was it my fault? And they have these battles. And so it just shut them down and they don't want to talk about it at all. But I'm here to tell you, that's just your natural function of what your body does, because that's what your body was created to respond. When God said, go forth and multiply, hey, that's in there. It's just going to naturally happen. And so even if it's brought onto you in a bad way, and so we do have to educate our children just on small little things. They start learning about where babies come from, little things like that, and then just work up to do more age appropriate things as they grow up.
Okay, because even watching TV with my child is an actual problem sometimes, because the things that say PG-13,
even PG-13 has, yeah, you'll be like, what?
Yeah, so it's like I find myself having to explain things that I wasn't sure that she should be even talking about at her age.
Knowing,
I don't want her going and asking other people these questions, nor do I want, her to
learn from the street.
Just be confused. Yeah, that.
They will. Yeah.
So is there some sort of so say for instance, I know sex coaches, they offer services for trauma and stuff like that, but also is there something that teaches parents how to have like the difficult conversations about even sex and sexuality.
That's the education part of my practice. So yes, we do sex education, most definitely. From a parent perspective, most definitely, that can happen. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's all kind of books, wonderful books that you can use that are age appropriate. Referrals to those kind of books. Also, you can go online. There are some YouTubes that are created for parents to talk to their children about sex. So it's some work out there that you can research on your own to help you do that. You and her can watch the videos together. Very simple, age appropriate things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna leave the floor for someone else.
That's a good question. Thank you so much for it.
No problem.
Okay. Anybody else? I'm kind of doing this backwards. I didn't get you guys to introduce yourselves to each other. If you just want to pop on and just say who you are and where you're from, let's do that before we take another question. We already know Mr. Rico and his wife is in, look at me, my brain. They on their way to Maryland, but they're not from Maryland. Pennsylvania. You're right. Here we are. Awesome. Hanging in there with me, Felicia. Yay. Awesome. All right. I can't hear you. It's very interesting. I'm enjoying it. Okay, great. I'm glad. Thank you. Okay, who's that? Come on, you guys. Hey, there you go. How you doing? You unmuted? Can't hear you. Take your time. One second. Nope, not yet. Can't hear you yet. You need your earpiece or what's connected? Is it something connected?
Well, hello. I'll just introduce myself.
Yes.
I'll jump in. Hi, everybody. I'm Shabrion Howard. I am originally from California, but I'm in El Paso right now. I'm a sickle cell advocate, a writer, and a mother of a beautiful little girl. So nice to see and meet everyone. Thank you.
Yes, me and Shabrion, we both have sickle cell. Also, my mentor, Sheila Marsh-Bank. And yes, we all are part of sickle cell warriors. And we met at Loma Linda Sickle Cell Support Group family adult and family sickle cell support group. So we are advocates for sickle cell. Thank you. All right, Miss Mavis, I'm calling y'all out. Introduce yourself.
Hey, Miss Felicia, how are you? Yeah, let me take the camera.
I was gonna say you're not gonna
get on the video, yeah.
With us.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so hi everybody. I'm Mavis McKnight. I am a certified sex coach. Also, I am a pastor's wife. We have a church in Los Angeles. And I help Christian wives and couples to learn how to have better sex. Because the thing is that, we have been taught a whole lot of negative stuff from the church, from our parents that are in church, from society even. And that really creates blocks for women, and women just really have a hard time enjoying their sexual experience. And part of my job is to help to remove those blocks, help to overcome that stuff, so to identify them and then overcome them, so they'll be able to just enjoy their sexual relationship the way God intended. And if I may share.
Yes, you may.
Okay, so my husband and I just wrote our first book together. It is The Ultimate Guide for a Hot, Spicy, Sexy Marriage. And
Hold it
Christians do
closer.
it too.
Hold it closer to
Okay.
you. Yep. So, yep, there we go. We can
Okay.
see.
I know it's backwards on here. And Christians do it too down there at the bottom. We felt that it was important for us to put in writing ways that believers, Christian believers, can learn to embrace the whole sexual experience without feeling embarrassed, without feeling guilty, without feeling shame. So we have presented it in a way with through language that is not typical for church people. So it is, and we also, include images of the human body, because we believe that we believe in the beauty of the human body and celebrating the human body, and we also believe in sexual intimacy between a husband and wife. And okay, put the title in chat. Okay, I absolutely will. So that's who I am. That's what I do. And it's very nice meeting everybody on here. And Mr. and Mrs. Davis, congratulations on your 44 years of marriage. That is totally amazing. And Mrs. Davis, congratulations to you for always introducing something new to your husband.
Yes, snap, 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 snap. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right. Okay, you ready, Cliff? You might still be having some difficulties, so let's keep it popping. I'm gonna call you out. Come on, Jean, TJ. You have Ashley, Dr. G.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley. Hold on. Ashley Morgan from Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
I am a sickle cell warrior and advocate. I also do a lot of other things, but that's about it.
That's a lot. Awesome. Thank you for being here. I'm originally from Chicago too. Thank you for being here. Do you have any questions? I mean, in relation to having sickle cell, do you have any?
No, no, I kind of joined a little bit late. So yeah. But no, I don't have any right now.
Okay. Well, if something come up, let us know.
Okay.
Right. The title of the book is in the chat now. Make sure you copy that. TJ, Doc G is getting her hair done, so she can't speak. Cliff, are you ready? TJ, you ready? Who ready?
Yes, I am. Hi, everyone. My name is TJ. The T is the African name, which is very hard, Chikena, but second name is Jean. And yeah, from South Africa. I live in Durban. And yeah, I'm actually glad that I'm here because I'm hearing a lot of very important stuff. And I think I have a few questions, but then yeah, when the question session continues, then I will see if I can pop in there and just ask some of the questions that I do have.
All righty. Let's see if we're going to pop it back to Cliff, and then we're going to get back to the questions. Clifton, are you there yet? Okay, there we go. Sometimes you got to use two devices. All righty.
How about now?
Yes. Now you have to mute the other one out, so it won't have that. Yeah.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. I wanted to just say my name's Cliff. I'm a believer. I'm a satisfied customer. That's all I wanted to say. I believe in what you do. And I know how you've helped me in the last, what has it been, 3 months?
Yes.
And what is my relationship has been almost a 360-degree turnaround. So, I mean, just my patience, my calmness from the marriage side of things. I haven't had a chance to talk about the sex side of stuff, but just from the marriage counseling that I'm getting has been amazing. So I just wanted to just give you those kudos publicly.
Oh, thank you so much for that. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right. Wonderful. All right. Time for questions, more questions. I'm so excited. Hop on in there. Popcorn.
Can I go?
You can go.
Before somebody else takes it from me. Whew. Miss Anne, I feel like I need a one-on-one session with you to ask some of the questions, but let me go ahead and just ask at least one.
Well, I hope you ask more. Don't be shy. It's okay.
No, it's not a matter of being shy.
Okay.
It's some very tight matters.
Okay.
At some points you get into a relationship and you know yourself that you are a good person. Mm-hmm. You know, let me just be specific. I know that I'm this good person, right?
Yes.
And you get into a relationship, you meet this other person, and as time goes by, you know, I don't know if it's the experience in a relationship. I don't know if it's just the dynamics of having to deal with someone else that probably does not understand you. It gets to a point where you literally look back and you just say that this is not the you that was there in another relationship 4 years ago. You are now very aggressive. You've probably lost yourself. That's where I am. Right? Very hard to admit, but I'm admitting it. And
so
I just don't know how to do it.
So you feel like you lost yourself?
Yeah.
When it comes to a relationship?
Yeah. To a point where someone would tell me, this person would tell me, like, I feel sorry for the person that you're going to marry.
I get you. I really do. I get you. I understand exactly what you talk about. Matter of fact, this is something that is very popular that comes up in my couples coaching. The thing is that there either are steps that was missed in the dating process or a step that was missed in the dating process. Because we all think, we have this mind that we are good people, right? But when we get into relationships, are we willing to suppress a little bit what we think is a good person? And are we willing, and what I call is drop down into our feminine, because we all got masculine and feminine in us. And so most often where the nurturing and the caring and the listening, where that come from the feminine energy. And when you can drop down into that, it opens you up to be able to listen and hear exactly what the partner or the person you dating is really saying. Sometimes we get caught up in the initial attraction, the initial chemistry, and we just jump on board with those feelings, and we don't give it a chance to subside a little bit so that we can put on a clearer head and begin to ask more questions. When I get with my couples, I find out they'll say, no, I didn't ask that. No, I didn't check that out, you know, and that's what begins to happen, because now when you end the relationship, you're looking for something, but you didn't establish that from the beginning to even see if it was in there, because people cannot give you what is not naturally already in them, right? And then if it's not there, you can talk about, if it's important to the relationship, how you can incorporate it into the relationship, whether it's a behavior, whether it's the way you want to talk to one another, whether it's if it's about cuddling and intimacy, whatever that is you feel you need as this good person in the relationship. Because being a good person is not enough. Being a provider as a man is not enough. Making the money is not enough. If you don't have real connection, a real foundation, what will you stand on? When all the money is gone, who will you be? So that's why I say we are born in our sex, and sex have more to do with who you are, your identity, more than the physical act. So if you don't know who you are, then you don't know how to show up for yourself. And you'll keep getting into relationships that at some point is going good, and then it goes on a decline. Because you run out of resources. You don't have enough information to last for 40 and 45 years, as we have this lovely couple online. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So when a person say to you, I'm gonna be worried about the person you're gonna marry, men have desires too. Now, I don't want to downplay this, like to say your desires are not valuable and worthy. They are. And sometimes you get with women that think it's all about me, 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 and your feelings don't matter. So you might be finding yourself fighting against somebody that think your feelings and your emotions don't matter. I don't know the whole situation. We would have to do an intake and talk and build it up to see what's really going on. But I can just say that when you're in a relationship, it's two sides. And you have to understand that one side is coming from a different background because the way they was raised. And then here's you, which coming from another background and the way you've been raised, and you're trying to come together. You're trying to put these two ideas of what your experiences were and are and what you believe in. Now you're trying to put them together and make this relationship work. Never taking the time to say, okay, yes, I've been through this and this is what I know. And you say, yep, this is what I've been through and what I know. It haven't really been working for me. What do we want? What do we want to have in our relationship? How do we want to exist with each other? And start making a plan. So this is where I teach with the PQ, the positive intelligence. You have to learn what it is that you are lacking. Then you have to learn how to correct that, and then practice how to carry out the change that you want in your life. Now, this is where I lose clients. At that point, when we get right there, why? Because right there is where the work begins. And right there, that's when my clients are challenged. And it's right there where it's very fragile that I can either lose them or keep them, because they have to make a choice to do the work, to make the change and not be afraid to make that change. Because if you never lived on that side of the coin, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect. So you have to trust the process. And the process I call going through the fire. We all must go through the fire. You got to be tried by fire so that you can come out on the other side, this shiny piece of gold, or this shiny diamond, right? And you'll be at your best. But both parties has to be willing to go through the fire, because it's going to be some challenges. And the challenges is that you mostly going to be fighting what's in between here. It's usually never really about the other person. Never really. It's about our perspective. And then we have to deal with, like, well, where did you get that from? And then we find out it came from some trauma. And so what I call that is your false self, because the trauma, what the trauma has done is made you build walls and produce these maladaptive coping mechanisms that makes you think, oh, this is just the way I am. This is me. You got to accept me, right? And that's just a put on. That's just a put on, because if it was actually you and you were actually your truest self, then you wouldn't be having these issues. But we all are hiding behind something unconsciously. So therefore, I'm not going to blame you or judge you. This is a lesson. This is a lesson you learn. And if you can learn from it, you grow, and then you change and you be better. So I hope I've answered it, because it could be a plethora of things, but the main thing is, were you willing, or you need to look at, are you willing to be open to not only your point of view, but your partner's point of view? And then when your partner, because she's mostly a feminine energy, and the way feminine energy work is not linear like the masculine energy. Feminine energy is all over the place. So that's why women always get labeled or stuck with, oh, you too much, girl, calm down, bring it down, blah, blah, blah. No, we don't want to do that. We want to know more about that, because in that, that's who we really are. So when you're dealing with the feminine energy and she's really asking you to do something, the masculine energy shows up as a call to action. You are supposed to support what the woman is asking you to do. You're not supposed to be in your head about what you think is best to do, because what you think is best to do for the situation may be dimming her light, may be squashing her sexual drive, because that might be the main thing that she needs to keep pouring into you. And if you're not willing to pour into her as she needs you to, with these requests that she asks you, and it's probably simple, hey, honey, can you hand me X, Y, and Z? And you like, you right there, why you can't do it right then and there? You done lost your coochie coupon. It's gone. You ain't got it. It's like you could have been blessed with some pleasure, and because you made that stupid statement, it's like you done squashed that. Do you see what I'm saying? Am I making sense to you?
Perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, somebody else said something?
I'd like to respond to that.
Yes, sir.
You know what? That's like $40 worth of therapy that you just gave
Oh,
me.
you want my cash app? You want my cash app?
because that is so true.
I'm sitting here saying amen.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome.
Because it just can I give an example?
Yes, sure.
In the morning, my wife will ask, we're there, and she says, well, would you bring me a cup of coffee? And my natural response would be, wow, you can get up like I can get up to get the cup of coffee, but I resist saying that, and I go get the cup of coffee.
Yes,
And-
Rico, you smart.
Well, that's why we've been married for 44 years.
You know how to shut up. Like, okay,
That's
okay,
right.
baby.
You don't have to say everything.
You
Stuff
don't.
you can keep it to yourself.
Right. Some
And
people
just
don't have that mind. It just like you there, and it's like,
yeah,
ugh. I'm
exactly.
the one you supposed to love. Now, come on.
Wow. That's
You
great.
think I like doing everything I do for you when you ask me?
Yes. Amen. Amen. And I think if men would think more like that,
Yes.
it would make things much easier for the man
For
and the woman.
man, because
Yes.
why? You shine. You know what make men attractive, even when they in a relationship? They're women. Everybody wants what they can't have. And then when they see the way you treat your woman, that's attractive. And that's what happened. It's like your woman makes you shine. And you don't even know. You think it's all you. No.
Oh no, I know mine makes me shine.
Yes.
There's no question. I'm one lucky brother.
That is so difficult for some men to understand, because when God said, let us, who is the us? I thought God was why is he talking about let us make man in our image? He's talking about the masculine and feminine energy. That's why he said God created male and female, created he them. Male and female was created at the same time. And they were in utopia and they had harmony and balance. And that's when we come together, we are to bring harmony and balance to the relationship. Not this subservient thing.
Exactly.
And so therefore, to bring the balance, it don't look alike. Our roles don't look alike. It's not the same. My job is different from a man's job in my life in terms of being in balance. And so that's what I'm here to help the couple understand. The only way each can submit to one another is to be conscious of always having good character, being kind, willing to listen, and giving permission. That's it. And that's where the work come in, and that's where the fire started, because you got to burn it. You got to do the work. Okay, Mr. TJ, anything else?
Well, you've given me a lot of good information, but I gotta ask another question now.
Of course.
Well, having been through all this, where do I start to fix it from?
Where do you?
Because I'm willing to fix it.
Awesome. Go to my website and book an appointment. That's where you go. Because if you don't know on your own where to go and you have situations that you need to resolve, then you need someone to help you. And that's where it starts. You just start telling your story and getting help. And I can see things that you possibly are not looking at. Something is about yourself you're not seeing. And that's the thing about trauma, because if you have any trauma in your life, the thing about your first trauma, that's another term that I use, your first trauma. What your first trauma does, it actually blinds you to who you were created to be. So then you start making up who you think you are rather than being what God made you to be. And so it's my job to get you back to where you were before the trauma happened. because that's the person who is supposed to be alive and here today, not the traumatized person. The traumatized person is living behind walls, have built walls so high and have numbed themselves so much that they can't feel, have lost their voice because they can't communicate.
Perfect.
Yes, was someone trying to say something? Okay, so you then have to be able to want to know more about yourself to let the healing begin. So that's all I can say and offer you. So we can talk later, about it. And maybe there's someone, if it's not me, someone in your area or whatever that can help you.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Ann.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
My website is in the chat. You can book a free consultation. Yes, you can. So, all right. Well, it's 2:11. So let's see. It looks like I haven't did this before, but I'm gonna try something new here. I'm gonna pull up this game so we can play maybe once or twice, give out some coupons, free coupons to get 25% off of my services. And we'll go from there. All right, so let's see if I could do this successfully. Mitch, my assistant, I'm gonna need some help on this. So it's asking me, it says live alone. So if I do it alone, will I be able to share my screen and let everybody see the game? All right. All righty. So you said yes. All right, now. Okay. What's going on here? 1 second. I need my readers. All right, here, computer. We're gonna use our computer. Okay. Is anybody on the phone? Maybe.
I'm on the phone.
All
This
right.
is Cliff.
All right, let's see here.
I'm on the phone as well.
All right, do you see where it says copy link? Or I can copy it. Let's see here. Okay, paste the invite. All right, I'm going to do that. Paste the invite here. Let's see how that is going. Let me see here. Put it to everyone. Okay, that's to everyone. And here we go, that's paste. All right, so now, so it's telling you the instructions here. It's called heads up. Join the meeting on your mobile. After join, click here to play. So play heads up with me on Zoom. Install the heads up. All right. So I did that. So we have Michelle and I are playing. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's zoom in and out. Let me close that. All right, here we go. So the object of the game is that you're gonna answer silently. You're gonna put down your answers, and then when it's time to say your answer, we're gonna see who at the end of the game, who has the highest number. So if everybody, let me know if everybody who's participating. Let me see here. How can I find out? All right. Does everybody see this?
Yes.
All right. What does Felicia Hunt
Yes.
need to travel? What do you think I may need to travel? All right. Let me see here. I'm trying to end this, not the game. And nope, no, I'm trying to end that. Trying to end the sharing of it so that it can be a secret. But let's see. Okay, I see somebody put in itinerary. You can put your answers in the chat, and then we can move on. Okay. Well, I move on. How do I move to the next one? Okay. This is my first time ever doing this, so I apologize. All right. Okay. Waiting. I did. I put my answer in. All right. Okay, Ashley. All right, we're moving on. The next question. So Felicia Hunt has a 5-hour layover. What are they doing in the airport? What would I be doing in the airport? Regretting not booking a one-way flight, walking through as many terminals as possible, drinking at the bar closest to the gate, shopping at duty free. What will I be doing? Okay. We're gonna move on. Would Felicia Hunt rather have an alien give them a really lame nickname, or have a person constantly forget their name? Will I want an alien to give me a really lame nickname, or have people constantly forget my name? You wouldn't believe it though. That would be the one. Okay. According to me, which of the following is the worst flavor of chips? To Felicia. Which is the worst? Everybody got them in? Of course. All right, let's keep it going. You're right. Okay. Let's see. So true or false? Can Felicia Hunt can name the capital of of every U.S. state? Can I do that? Mavis, you. Can Felicia Hunt do that? Name the capital of every U.S. state.
Probably because I can't.
Okay. Okay. All right, moving right along. All right. If Felicia Hunt was an off-brand Greek god, what would be their title? God of reason, God of friendship, God of socializing, God of sleep. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes. Okay, let's see. How many more to go before we end this? All right. Would Felicia Hunt rather have to hide an alien or keep a huge secret about the fate of the human race? Will I hide an alien or keep a secret? What would I do? All right. Would Felicia Hunt rather be an FBI agent or a CIA agent? Okay. All right, I wonder, is that the last one? Okay. All righty. So now, I think we have come to an end. So my assistant, Mitch, do I just end now so we can tally up what I want to say? Tally up the answers. Miss Mitch, are you there? Okay. Let's see what happens here. Let me just Okay. Okay. Let's see here. All righty, let's see what folks have came up with. So, all right, so let me see down here. What's this message? Thank you, Doc G. All righty, so let me see here. All right, so number one, I thought it would show what. So what did you pick for the first one? Somebody holler out. Huh?
Itinerary.
No, I tend to probably would think about having a buddy first. So if you got that right, it would be buddy. Number two. So the number two question, I can't state what it is, but it has something to do with, I think the items were regret, did it go with shopping and all that stuff like that? Because I was stuck in the air, for hours. Yeah. So I would be shopping if you got that right. It would. Yeah, yeah, I would be shopping. Would I rather let the alien give me a nickname or have people forget my name? Actually, my name is Felicia. So everybody been calling me Felicia. So I have been letting people just call me Felicia. I never correct them. Never, never, ever. My mom said, I named you Felicia. I'd be like, tomato, tomato, whatever. They can call me Felicia. But my name is Felicia. So it would be, I would let them keep making a mistake calling my name. All right. If you got that right.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
From today, I will always call you Miss Felicia.
You sure can. Yep, that's my name.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So let me see. After that,
it was
the chips. And if you put plain,
I put plain.
That is correct. I love them barbecue, the vinegar. I love things that stink. So yeah, anyway, yes. Okay. And then about the states and all that. No, boss, I cannot do that. Not every state, not every capital of the United States. I'm sorry, I just can't do that. And then after that, it goes into something about, it had something to do with reasons and social and all that stuff like that. I would focus on sleep. I love to sleep. I will focus on getting my rest rather than.
I got it.
Huh?
So at least I got that one right too. Okay.
I would get my sleep. Okay. And then the other one, it talks about, I I don't know how to put it because I didn't write down the questions and I thought they'll give it back. But anyway, it has to do with friend. I would be the friend or have the friend. For the next one, something like that, friend. And we did the sleep. And yes, with the alien again, will I hide the alien or keep a secret? I would keep a secret about the world, the state of the world or whatever. I'll keep that. If I knew it, I'll keep a secret. I wouldn't hide the alien, but I would if he told me something about the way in which the world going, I thought it was too much for the world to handle, I would keep a secret because I don't want to be the burden. I don't want to hold that pressure. I don't want to do that. And I would be the FBI, not the CIA. So, who got the highest score? Put your scores in how many you got right. Put them in the chat. How many you got right so I can see who won a coupon.
How many questions were there?
There were 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. Is that right, you guys? If you tally up all of them?
Then I got 7 right.
Put it in the chat. Six, 4. I don't know you at all. Clifton said, I don't know you at all. He got 3. Ashley, 7. I sure didn't win that coupon. TJ. All right, Ashley won the coupon. Ashley, if you can type your email address within the chat so that make sure it's on everybody or to me or whatever, so that I could email you your coupon. All right. So I'll play another one, giving you guys another chance to win a coupon. And I'm just going to say something about me and you got to guess if it's true or false. Okay. So, which, you have to guess like which one is true. So for example, if I say 3 things, out of the 3 things, 1 is going to be false. So you got to make sure you get to 2 true right. If you get 2 truths, you'll win a coupon. All right. So I am 5'7.5". I am 55 years old. And I only have a master's degree. So just put down true, true, and what is false. So if you want to answer it out loud, you can get yourself off of mute and tell me what my 2 truths are and tell me what my false.
Sorry, I'm a bit lost here. I don't know how to go about the game.
Yeah, so you got to know something about me or guess something about me. What I just said, I said I'm 5'7.5". I'm 55 years old and I only have a master's degree. Which one is false and which are the 2 truths?
You are 55 and you only have a master's degree. It's true?
Nope. Who else want to give it a try? Sorry, TJ.
I just gave them the answers then.
I know the answers. Okay, you are 55. You're not 5'7.5", and you have more than a master's degree.
No, Miss Mavis.
That's true, false.
And which one is true?
True, false.
What's that?
true firm number 1, true number 2, false number 3.
Yay! I am 5'7" and a half. I am 55, and I do have more than a master's degree.
Measure yourself, because I'm only 5'4", and you were skying over me on Saturday.
I had on heels. I have long legs and I had on heels.
I got it. I won.
Yay! So either you can text me or put your email address in the chat so my assistant can get the coupon to my 2 winners. And we are over time. If there's any final questions or anything anyone wants to say, let's go ahead and take that moment now. And let's get it on. Until next time, I will be hosting a mental health piece this month. At the end of the month, we'll be talking about parents who have adult children with mental health issues. So be looking out for that invite. And if you know a parent that is dealing with an adult child that have mental illness, please share. So we want to honor Mental Illness Awareness Month. All right. I thank you guys for joining me today. Have a wonderful Mother's Day, mothers, all the mothers on the line. I love you all. Thank you for showing up. And I greatly appreciate you.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful.
I loved it. I loved it. You were
Thank
so
you
informative.
so much.
A wealth of knowledge.
Thank you so much, Miss Mavis. We got work to do together. So
yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to it.
Me too. All right, I'll see everybody later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right.